Hi, this is Noonie, and I am going to add commentary to a first-person video that I made. This is a PG Tour game on Satterchasm Plus, and I don't know why the fuck there's a plus sign at the end of it. But anyway, in this game I am A minus, and my opponent is A minus, which you may find hard to believe as the game progresses. But mind you, it is the last week of the season, so if you play about 200 games, you can get to A minus without that much difficulty. But anyway, so I'm at the bottom right, he's at the bottom left. I went ahead and scouted after the gateway, and mainly what I'm looking for now with my probe is, well, I don't really look for anything in particular. I just take every game as it comes. Like, I don't really look for one specific thing and say, okay, I'm gonna do this. But I just look at his build and get a feel for what he's doing, and then I adjust my build according to that. So I mean, right now he's not getting very many lings. Other Zergs would have, made 6 lings as soon as possible with their larvae as soon as the pool finished. And of course he's chasing my probe, so he's not sending the lings to my base. Also keep in mind that he does have a drone hiding in my base, but there's nothing I can do about it until I get a goon. So I'm gonna do my pretty standard Stargate thing. I hesitate to call it DT Sair because, I mean, ultimately that's what I'd like to do. I think that's the best situation, is to kill some overlords, get a DT so you can't do anything. But there's a lot of Zergs that, they see this coming and they have various ways to adjust to it. So I have to adjust to their adjustments, so I can't just blindly go DT Sair and be like, oops, it didn't work this time. So I think, yeah, I built a citadel there, and now I'm going to build a forge right after. So I just made 2 zealots, a goon, and then I went Stargate, Citadel, Forge, and I think right now I'm getting kind of scared that he's going to ling me, but it would be kind of weird because he hasn't gotten gas yet. But these players do some pretty weird things. But I'm gonna get the archives right after that citadel finishes, and now I'm gonna put a pylon up at my ramp. And I really should have already had a pylon up at my ramp. I was just being lazy because the ramp's kind of far away. But usually I try to put one of my earliest pylons at my ramp, so it's already there. But I'm gonna go ahead and put a cannon just in case he tries some shit. And plus the cannon is useful for later, considering the shape of this base. It can help defend attack. But now Corsair's scouting him out. He doesn't have very many drones there. I'm getting the DT. So now he has Hydras, and if you notice, I started the +1 weapons on my forge as soon as I could, and I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to keep weapons upgrading as soon as I can throughout the game. So he's going to be behind in upgrades. I mean, he's already doomed for that. He can't catch up. There will always be a point where I can kill his lings in 2 hits. So now you can see I just researched Storm there, and I got Templar coming because, I mean, he's getting his gas relatively late from his natural, I think, and a lot of times you'll see that Zerg will respond to my Protoss build with tech, and so what I think he's got some kind of plan to get an Overlord outside my base so he can detect my DT, and then he can go ahead with an attack. Or he's just gonna say fuck my DT and it's only one DT attacking me and he hopes to overpower me. So that's why I put cannons down before my Nexus. I really often try to get a Nexus before cannons, but I mean, I'm just playing it really safe here, and you can see his laying harass is really bothering me. I didn't get that Nexus up like I should have, and I had to cancel two cannons, so that was pretty sloppy of me. If you're a Zerg player, that kind of stuff is really good, but note that you're kind of relying on the Protoss player fucking up, because it's not like, I mean, if both players micro well, then I think the Protoss should end up not being hurt that much, but you are going to lose all your lings. So I started the next weapons upgrade already. I'm already +1 at 6.5 minutes in the game, and oh wait, I didn't start it. I tried again there. But I mean, I try to start it as soon as I can, but some other things take priority. He has a lot of drones there, and so I can already see that. Here I'm checking for a Spire to make sure he's not gonna mute me. I don't know what he's doing with his lings there. But anyway, about his high amount of drones is that often you'll see if a Zerg makes a lot of drones, then they're gonna be slow to expand. So I'm already thinking that he's gonna be one of the, I mean, he's, like, at first I thought he was gonna attack me quick, but now with all the drones that he's ended up making, I'm thinking that he will be somewhat of a camper. He'll just sit in his base and he'll get his hive tech and he'll work off of that. Yeah, I transferred probes really slow. This is my first game of the day, so give me a fucking break. And here, this is where you doubt that the guy is A-, because, what the fuck is he doing? And I can't really blame him here in a second for burrowing his lurkers all together, because, he probably doesn't think I have that much storm. I mean, I had already thrown a storm on his lings, and I mean, if you remember, I got storm pretty quickly. I started that High Templar right after the DT, and I kept making High Templars, and of course I researched storm quickly. So I can't really blame him for that. Zerg doesn't really expect that to happen, but it was pretty bad. Now I can't really counter at this point because, as you can see, I'm just starting leg speed. I don't even have goon range. I mean, this build looks really good. Like, I'm in a really good position, but you gotta understand that right around here at like 8 or 9 minutes, I can't attack because I don't have all my gateways up and I don't have my basic upgrades. I've been getting more important stuff and surviving without that stuff in the meantime, but I mean, obviously you'd think it would be a good time to counter after I just fucked his shit like that, but I really can't. Getting kind of behind. If you notice, I researched the High Templar energy upgrade. I really recommend that. Maybe not this early, but it's definitely something that you should get eventually, and you'll see later in the replay that it's pretty good. But to have a Templar be able to throw 3 storms instead of 2 is just a big difference. I mean, when you put 2 Templars to defend and they have 6 storms instead of 4, I mean, that's an extra 50%. It's a big deal. Yeah, I put those cannons up there. That's the first time I've ever put cannons on my cliff, but I just had a feeling that he was going to do some bullshit, like try to take my cliff. Again, because like I hadn't really seen what else he's doing, and so like I'm not afraid of Muta. He's not expanding. If you can notice, I've got my DT patrolling the main at the top left, and he hasn't tried to take another main. So I don't really know what he's doing. Now I'm gonna go for this storm drop. It's a pretty good time to go for a storm drop, I think. Actually, I should have already done it earlier, but he killed my High Templar. But usually I can get this storm drop in a couple minutes earlier. He does have Scourge though, so that shit is going to die. Fuck. But now I'm sticking with 6 gate, and I'm going for my next expansion now. And getting all my units in groups, because I'm expecting that he'll attack soon. I got that High Templar there to defend drops, but now I'm going to pull it up because I don't really have that much storm in my current army, so... And here, again, is this guy really A-? I don't know. He drops 2 lurkers. You couldn't really see it, but I mean, I pulled my army back as soon as I could, which was kind of stupid because if he had been hoping for me to do that, he would have really fucked me. A lot of players will do some little stupid harass thing just to get you to pull your army back into your base, and then they'll attack you on the front, and you'll be like, shit, I'm a dumbass. Not the case here. I mean, I am a dumbass, but he is not very creative. So yeah, I'm not even thinking about an offensive right now. I'm gonna try to take that another gas at right there where I'm building cannons here. I mean, he can't really do much. I would say about right now he could have a massive fucking drop on my base, and since I've got my cannons up at my men only, and I've got a pretty good standing army, and I'm about to have my cannons up at this next gas, what I'm going to do in a minute is take a group that is all goons, High Templars, and an observer, and I'm going to put it in my base to defend against the drop. Yeah, here he's making a fucking face. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I know why he's doing it, and I knew why he was doing it in the game, but I'll refrain from commenting right now. But the guy just isn't fucking expanding, and I really don't often play like this. I like PvZ games where it's like fight after fight, and like, you know, Zerg is trying to take expansions, and you know, I'm trying to stop him, and fights on all different kinds of fronts. But I mean, fuck, he's not doing anything. Like, it's on the Zerg to start the fights. Like, the Protoss can't really start the fights unless the Zerg tries to take a bunch of expansions. And now I'm having my DT check the top right to make sure he didn't take that shit. I'm pretty sure he took the mid left already at this point, but I'm not really bothering to try to attack that because I mean, I really can't. If I crossed, even if I could cross the bridge and take out the expansion that he probably has well defended, then either he could trap me in the expansion and my army would be fucked, or he could just counter my shit and like my army would be so slow to defend my base. That's why I'm not even checking that, but I assume he's got it. Here I'm putting High Templars to defend my expansions, of course, and now I'm starting to make only Zealots and Archons. So generally I make 4 Zealots from 4 gateways and 2 High Templar from 2 gateways, and then I just keep that pumping while I continue to get upgrades and expansions and cannons. And I like to put 2 High Templar at each new expansion. But as you saw, I'm adding a couple more Stargates. With the last bit of supply that I have left, I'm gonna get some Corsairs because the army I have right now can't really even do shit, and so I mean, at least if I mass up some Corsairs, they can do something to them. So Corsairs are really good to get. They really fuck up the Zerg. But here I'm going to do a gateway block, and here's the drop that I had been waiting for so long. And at this point I realized that like I don't have any units that can do damage under Dark Swarm. So I'm like, that's kinda gay, but so I bring one group of units back into my base. There, you see him running now, because just in case he has some shit under the Dark Swarm, I don't even know. But I'm really happy he's letting me build up the defense of that expansion, because I mean, most Zergs would see it, and that's all they have to do is send a group of Lings, and it's really annoying. Building up the Corsairs, I mean, +3 weapons has been done for a while, and so now I'm getting, I got armor and shields upgrading at the same time. Finally I see some units from him, but I mean, what's he gonna do? He can't really attack anything, and I can't really attack his bases, but my Corsairs are gonna get me into it, and then I mean, I'm playing so defensively and so macro based, but I really don't like to do that, but it's his fault. Like, he's the one, I'm just reacting to what he's doing. And this is just a huge clusterfuck for him because all his shit is trapped there, and he's just gonna give up in a second and call me a camper. But the truth of the matter is that I was just reacting the way he was doing, so fuck it. Like, take some mains if you want me to not camp. If I'm just a camper, take the fucking map.